There we go.
Jeffrey, we're definitely going to cut this part. You don't have to handle
Oh,
it.
okay. Sorry. Didn't know.
I think
when
we should
were gonna
cut
start.
most of Jeffrey's parts.
I just realized I don't want to do that. Can I start the story?
Yeah.
All right, that's
Start it
good.
over.
because
Start it
you
over.
started your story, and I checked my phone immediately once you started, and I was like, "Fuck me, that's whoops." So I'm glad we
Okay,
get a do
circle back, baby.
That's okay.
So a few months back, my mom bought me my aunt and uncle's 1998 Saturn, a car they don't even make anymore, because for $400 because it doesn't run very well. But my aunt and uncle wanted it to stay in the family, and I did not have a car. And I've been staying at my girlfriend's a lot, which is not her place is not in my neighborhood, and I've just been kind of like borrowing her car, or she's driving me, and I just haven't needed it for a while. And I didn't realize how insane this was till I told people, but I just haven't. I parked it on the street and haven't looked at my car in 40 days. I just haven't checked on it.
In how much?
Wait,
Like 30 to 40 days. Like I just haven't thought about my car.
You haven't like looked at it?
I haven't seen
like
it.
in Chicago, you just parked it
on the
walked
Chicago
away.
public street.
Cool.
Which when parking 30 to 40 days ago, I was not 100% sure it was an illegal spot. But I walked a long time yesterday to go see if my car was there. It was not. Big surprise.
No.
And there was not a street cleaning sign when I parked there, but I left it long enough that the city of Chicago made changes, and there is now a street cleaning sign there. And I called today, and they booted my car, not because it was in a street cleaning spot, but because that brought attention to my car, and I had so many outstanding parking tickets that they booted it and have taken it to a pound. And I called today, and I would have to pay $952 flat to get the car, and then start a payment plan for all my tickets. And it is a compounding price every day while it is being stored in the pound, and I cannot afford the $952. So I might just cut my losses. The car was $400. If I pay to get that car back, I might just buy a new car.
Wait. So it's $950 without any of the extra tickets.
Yeah, it's $950 for the $850 boot fee plus $100 tow fee. Plus now it's accumulating $35 a day while it's in the pound. And my city sticker is expired, which cost $100. And I clearly had enough in tickets that they took the car. So
Do you know how much tickets?
How much tickets?
Like ballpark? How much
Like
tickets?
$500 in tickets. Like it's a lot. Like so overall, this would be
Did
like
you just say 500 or?
yeah, 500.
Oh, okay.
So I think
Yeah,
overall,
only
it'd be like
500.
me buying a new $1,500 car. The only issue is, obviously, this is disappointing to my family because my mom bought me a car, and I just
And
got
you
it
just
taken.
squandered it.
And my aunt and Ethan ask me weekly how their baby car they had since 1998 is doing, and I'm always like, "Fucking great! It's killing it. I'm loving it."
What's kind of amazing to me is that they asked you weekly about that, and for 4 to 5 of those weeks, you were absolutely lying to them.
Yeah.
You were like,
It's good. It's good.
And there was always the little pang of I should go check on the car, but it was like I didn't do it. So
Yeah, that would
should have
take
been a
so
much
much-
larger pang.
So if
That would take
this,
so much time.
if this game show takes off, that'd be great.
Go get your new car.
It's
I'm gonna agree with you though, Max. You should absolutely cut your losses. That car
Yeah,
is
that car is not worth $1,500.
No, not even a little bit.
I don't think those are the only two options. I don't think it's cut your losses or get the car back. I think we start a fund and ask our viewers to contribute so that Max can fight the city of Chicago.
Oh shit. If you want to stick it to the man in my name, the person most victimized by the city of Chicago, we're gonna get a GoFundMe going. And on that note, everybody, let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever episode of Gaslight Game Show, the only character-driven game show with real-world consequences. Every week, a movie is selected, and we all watch it. And every week, each of our 3 contestants must write their own review for that movie. But here's the twist. not as themselves. They must concoct brand new characters in whose voices they write those reviews. Then, before each episode, they conspire to trick me by blindly swapping their creations amongst themselves. They read each other's work here live for the first time, responding to questions as the characters they have written for one another. The catch, I have to guess who originally wrote what. Every episode has a winner and a loser. Winners get rewarded and losers get punished. No one's safe, not even me. As always, our contestants are Josh Horst.
Hi.
Avery Baker.
Hello.
And I am your host, Max McCune. This week, we have a featured guest, Jeffrey Nolan. Jeffrey, tell everyone a bit about yourself.
No, I'm not a featured guest. I'm part of it. No,
And there goes our momentum.
Wait, no,
Thanks, Jeffrey.
I'm not.
For our very first episode, we all watched
Yes.
Don't Worry, Darling. Jeffrey, I'm speaking now. A just okay movie with a lot of undeserved press. But before we listen to what these lunatics are forcing me to endure, let's take a moment to get to know one another. Does everyone have their whiteboards ready?
We do.
Yes.
Now, we four are friends, but every person on this show, and I mean every, is a self-obsessed liar who can't be trusted to describe themselves accurately for the viewers. So, before recording, we all submitted an anonymous one-word descriptor for every other member of the cast. We have no idea who wrote what, but I think we all want to find out. Let's all look at what was written for the first time, hold up our whiteboards, go around and see what we think of one another. Everyone, take a few seconds to write down your words.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
Are we adding numbers? Is this like a 1, 2, 3 situation?
I'm numbering mine.
Viewers might be intelligent enough to pick up on the ordering of the words, but
No, I'm gonna do numbers.
if you'd like to spoon feed them, you are free to. I am in a bad mood after seeing my words, so this is going to be an interesting episode.
Sounds like somebody doesn't have a lot of self-awareness.
3, 2, 1. Look at that. Look at that. I'm trying to not get my computer screen in it. All right. Okay. Everyone's going to go around one by one and read out their first word, and then we'll just go round robin and say, okay, so my first word is frumpy, which I'm the only one in sports co. What are you guys talking about? I'm not a fan of that one. All right. Avery, you're next.
My first word is prophetic.
Prophetic. All right. Jeffrey, you go next.
Mine is prodigious.
Prodigious. You guys got way better words than I did. Josh, what's your first word?
Trustworthy.
Awesome. There we go. All right. My second word is white, which is
Fair.
true.
You are.
Yeah,
is
it's
true.
not like
I'm
bad.
not gonna argue with that one. Avery, what is your second word?
Powerful. Which is very sweet.
Powerful. Jeffrey?
Magnetic.
Magnetic. Josh?
Uncompromising.
Uncompromising. 3, mine is narc. All right, frumpy white narc. Awesome. Avery, what is yours?
This one's kind of mean, but it's haughty.
Hottie.
That is kind of mean.
I got baffling, which again, I'm also not quite sure. It's not really in the same vein as the other one, so that's a little
Sorry,
disappointing. But I think on the whole they even out.
All right, and Josh, bring us home.
Yeah, mine is, well, it's disappointing for two reasons. One, human adjacent isn't as nice as the other two that I got. And then it's also 2 words. And so maybe whoever put this in should add to their whiteboard illiterate.
Maybe
Even adjacent's pretty cruel. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know.
Avery, that might make you feel better though, because clearly that person doesn't know what one word is or how to spell, and you haughty might have been like hottie, you know? Maybe they
I don't, that's not the right spelling
No,
for
'cause
sure.
it just says mean.
I mean, it's like a Google search away. So,
All right. Well, clearly
Yeah.
there's a lot of love in this room. What an amicable Josh, you can put it down. What an amicable way to start a show where we can really hurt one another for our mistakes. None of us have been assigned official punishments for losing yet. The first loser will be determined today, but I have no doubt it will be shocking and merciless. Now, before we hear what these psychopaths wrote, let's recap the movie. On IMDb, Don't Worry Darling synopsis is, while her husband leaves home every day to work in a top secret facility, a young 1950s housewife begins to question her life when she notices strange behavior from the other wives in the neighborhood. Do we think this is accurate? How could it be improved? Anyone in here?
I've got something. That synopsis is fine, but I think that there should be at least like a couple words in there about Harry Styles and his magnificent acting.
Mm-hmm.
He did really act the pants off that thing.
He also danced exceptionally.
He danced really good.
He danced the pants off that thing.
He danced in a way that made me watch and say, that's a lot of different moves you're doing.
I replayed that scene 8 times.
I think my favorite part of that scene was Chris Pine yelling, "Look at this boy dance. Watch this boy dance."
Look at him go! Look at him go!
I felt like he was the only one who was like in tune with the audience. It felt like a bit from Chris Pine, but I just know in my heart it wasn't. So
It looked
Chris
like
Pine-
how Pinocchio would dance upon becoming a real boy.
Of all of
look
them
like-
in the cast, kind of knowing what is working in the movie and what doesn't, I believe Chris Pine was the most aware. Where he was like, I think he was kind of like when he kind of knew when we'd be losing it a little bit. I was fading a little bit right before the dance, and I didn't really even know what was happening when I started watching the dance, and it was a weird moment to kind of tune back in.
I also felt like I had a lot of questions by the end of the movie that were just completely unanswered. Like they
A lot
did
of plot holes.
A lot of
think
plot
many
holes.
right?
a lot of plot holes.
If
that
you make a perfect world, then like
well,
why is there a plane? Like in the world, like this.
Wait, okay.
why is there a plane?
That's
Why is
That's a good question.
Wait, Jeffrey, you have to let us talk about number one.
Oh, sorry. Yes, pardon.
Your main gripe with the perfect 1950s world was that planes exist?
No, it was a gripe with the movie.
I'm going to say I agree with Jeffrey. In my perfect world, the Wright brothers were executed before they even got close.
We'd be better off without planes.
Now that's a good.
some people would. We're so close. Let's change topics.
So now can we talk about the movie? Oh, were we just talking about what we thought of IMDb's?
Yeah, we're not getting fully into the movie yet. We got a little. All right. Now, First of all, impressive, nuanced opinions from everyone, really setting the groundwork for the deep insights these viewers can really expect. Now, I can really tell everyone thought their answers through a lot before speaking, especially Jeffrey with the airplane. Now,
I did.
We kind of already jumped the gun on this, but before we begin, real general, we're not getting in specifics, plot holes. What do you think of the movie?
Big plot hole for me was the plane. Huge, super specific plot hole. Why is there a plane crash? Where's the plane going?
I think what's so fun about that opinion is that it's not a plot hole. Like the plane existing has nothing to do with it. The plane crashing, sure.
Yeah,
okay. How, Jeffrey?
How there's nothing outside the world. The cars just drive off into nothing. Why is there a plane? Where's the plane going? Why is it crashing? I'm not dumb.
Why it crashed, I don't know. And they never explained that. They never did. But why is there a plane? In general?
The no plot holes thing was an important part of what I said. Josh, do you have a quick little over umbrella your opinion of the movie?
Yeah. No, I think if Harry Styles doesn't get nominated or win Sexiest Man Alive in People magazine, I will kill myself. And it's because of his performance in the movie. When he danced, it made my pants move faster and harder than ever before in my life. But that's overview what I thought of the movie.
The vast majority of that was gibberish to me, but I did hear a promise to kill yourself if Harry Styles does not make Sexiest Man Alive. So you heard it here first, viewers. Now, guys, this group just screams well read. I'm very impressed. Very impressed. Before we get started, as a reminder, I want to let everyone know I did not write anything you're about to hear. I would like to stress that not only for you to understand the rules of the game, but also so I have no culpability for anything said. I in no way want to be associated with what these three cooked up. Let's go over the specifics. These three watched Don't Worry, Darling and randomly generated a name, age, and location for their character. Everything else you hear is all them. They used those prompts to create a character and then wrote a movie review in that character's voice. You'll hear each of them read 4 main sections in character. Section 1, character bios. Section 2, get to know you questions. Section 3, improvised responses. And Section 4, the movie review. All but the improvised responses have been written for them beforehand, and this is also the first time the contestants have seen each other's work. They're reading the reviews and embodying these characters here live for the first time. And I have no idea which of them made what character and corresponding review. They've shuffled their creations around internally to confuse me. So whoever is reading one of these characters is not necessarily the person who wrote that character. I explained it to the viewers twice because I had to be explained it more than twice. I get it now, though. The writer is not necessarily the reader, and I have to guess who wrote what. They're trying to trick me because if I get them all wrong, I lose. But if I get even one right, then whichever one of them I score the lowest is the loser. No matter what, someone's getting shafted. There will always be a loser, and losers get punished. Now, we'll start by getting to know each character with a structured interview, do some off-the-cuff Q&A as a group, and to finish off, we'll hear the reader's movie review. Our first reader is Josh. Josh, please introduce your character and give us the title of your review.
My name is Art Browning. I am 25 years old, and I live in Doesn't Matter, Alabama. The title of my review is Wake Up, Red Pill.
Oh, that's Wake Up, Red Pill. Now, Art, is that correct?
Art.
Art?
Art.
Art. Art, would you tell
Art.
us?
Art. Like I looked at some nice art.
Art. Okay, it is Art. The T is a little soft on your end, Art. I get it though. Art, would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Art Browning. I was birthed by a weak family in Nowhere, Alabama. My childhood was nothing. In high school, my real life began once I realized I was surrounded by losers, guys who were wasting their time swilling beer and fucking. I didn't want to go to those parties anyway. I started following the doctrine of some pretty insightful thought leaders on YouTube, investing in myself. And it was tough. But that's what it takes to become a high-value man. I went to the gym 6 times a week, working out till I threw up, pissed, shitted. I am the Prometheus of my future. I started denying myself. I started denying myself release. I wasn't going to eat.
You got it, Art. You got it, Art.
Come on, buddy.
I wasn't going to yoke out the day's ambition over some bimbo. I studied hard to get out of my hick town. I applied to see the Ivy Leagues, Harvard, Yale, Columbia, you name it. After college, I kept grinding.
Is that all?
Yep.
Thank you, Art. That was awesome. What is your now, Art? What is your favorite thing to share with others?
I have elite standards when it comes into who I let in my circle. It's pretty exclusive. I have a growth mindset. And if someone else doesn't, that's a dead-end friend. All the guys I know are too busy getting whipped by their girlfriends to care or answer their phones. And girls are all bimbos anyway. They wouldn't recognize a high-value man if he got down on his knees and begged. But if I had people to share something with, I'd want to share an ice cream cone. My favorite flavor is birthday cake, but I'd be willing to compromise.
I'd love to share some birthday cake ice cream with you, Art. Now, Art, one last question. What is one thing that makes your day instantly better?
I don't have a lot of disposable income, right? So sad. I don't have a lot of disposable income right now. I've been investing in my future. Creatine, masculinity courses, pills not to feel not to feel bad, all that. But at one of two Exxons I work at, there's a vending machine in the back. Sheeple are lazy. They never reach down to pick up their dropped quarters. So when I check there every other week or so, there's normally a couple quarters. After a few months, I normally have enough to buy myself a vanilla candle. After a long day of obliterating snowflakes online and
Composure.
Emotional for him.
It's so sad. It's so sad. After a long day of obliterating snowflakes online, it makes me feel held.
Thank you, Art. Your face is really red. Are you doing
It's so
okay?
sad.
All right. Before we get into some of Art's opinions on the movie, do either of our other contestants have any questions for Art?
I can go.
Okay.
Art, what's your favorite thing about working at Exxon?
I can pick up as many shifts as they can dish out. Most people around me are too busy whoring, running after women. I don't spend even a second of a day thinking about myself or my ding dong. I just clock in, sleep under one of the snack tables, and make $7.50 an hour.
That's gorgeous.
Just-
Art, how many close friends would you say you have? You said your circle's pretty exclusive, so
My circle's tight. I would say that if I had to put a number on the amount of close friends, people that I feel comfortable, I'd say I'd let them see me cry. I would say it's more of a conceptual concept at this point, where I know that there is someone out there who can match my wit, but right now I have not yet. It's like a monkeys with typewriters kind of thing, where if I keep on running into people, I know I'm going to find someone who's as smart as me. But
so to clarify, the answer is 0.
I think that there are numbers in between 0 and 1. There's a lot of gray area in there, and I would say that I am at about probably 0.85 right now. I know I'm close.
Good.
You are close, Art. I can tell. And if any of our viewers are looking to be Art's number one, you know where to find us. Actually, you don't yet, but I'll tell you at the end of the episode. Now,
Stay
Art,
tuned.
what did you think of the movie?
I would do that. I would live I would do that. I would live there. If that technology existed, I would live there in a second. I mean, that's paradise. Can you imagine a better life? A restricted community, clearly defined roles. Everyone has their part to play. I wouldn't have to work. I wouldn't have to work out. Everyone's perfect. I could stay home all day just cleaning and cooking and hanging out with real friends that I would have. And then my girlfriend would get home and ejaculate me. And ejaculate me over and over and over. and I just have to not leave. And I just have to not leave the town? That's the easiest thing I ever heard. Even if I saw that plane going down, I'd just turn around and forget about it. Is that what blue pill is? I thought blue pill was bad. If I had a choice between staying the world as is, lonely and smelling like gasoline, or let myself live in a fantasy where my girlfriend works for me and then...
So emotional.
It's going through a lot.
Strong men cry.
Strong men cry.
Strong men
I'm
cry.
not crying. I'm not crying. It's a condition. I'm not crying.
It's something.
Where my girlfriend works for me and then gets me to...
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
And it gets me to splat. Where my girlfriend works for me and it gets me to splat as if it was her second job. I'd do that. God, I want to be. God, I want to be happy. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Thank you, Art. Art, that made me like the movie more. That was great. You know, and there's a certain level of happiness I hope you do find. Mine's a little more in the vanilla candle vein than some of the other stuff you said. But either way, we appreciate the review, Art. Now, what did everyone think about Art and his review and this character?
I think that Art was a key demographic for this movie. So it was good to hear that perspective. I feel like I saw Art really represented in the film, if I could call it that.
Yeah.
So that was good to hear.
Do you think you know, like when a finance guy watches Wolf of Wall Street and he can either understand it's a critique or go like, this is what it's supposed to be like? Which one of those do you think Art felt about the movie?
I have a definitive answer, which is that he does not understand that it's a critique, because one of the things Art just said was that he would not have to work, which was absolutely a plot point of the movie. Is that the men left to go make enough money to keep their girlfriends and or female companions imprisoned. So I think Art definitely maybe willfully missed some facts there.
I know you're trying to
Who can blame him? Who can blame him? Any last thoughts? How do you feel doing it, Josh?
I gotta say, I am setting the bar low for fortitude in terms of amount of breakage that can happen when you read
that was good. That was that was high for Josh. High level of interruption. Good job to whoever wrote that one. We'll find out. Actually, in those, I'm going to guess. God, I'm bad at guessing, which is not great for my role in the show.
But you also have a 1 in 3 shot every time. So
I do.
But
I'm not gonna. I just realized I'm starting a sentence that is gonna make me. That's gonna let people know how dumb I am. I was gonna start comparing it to that. You know that what's the Monty game when you can guess if there's a. You know, when there's 3 doors, and you can guess if
the
there's
Monty Hall problem.
The Monty Hall problem. Thank you. Is there a similar thing here where if I get one wrong, my chances are no longer 50-50 for the other one? Okay,
that is called statistics.
I'm going to revisit.
Probability.
Okay, I was unemployed and now I work in sales. Statistics does not matter to me. Okay,
keen-eyed listeners. That's a fun fact about us. All right.
Yeah, about us. That is a fact about me. All right. I am guessing that the first one was written by Jeffrey. It is not locked in. I don't have to lock him into the end, but my preliminary guess is first one was written by Jeffrey. I could see him reading it. All right. And writing it and thinking it. Just kidding. Jeffrey's not like that. All right. Speaking of which, our next reader is Jeffrey. Jeffrey, would you please introduce your character and give us the title of your review?
Yep. Okay. My name's Doug Grady. My friends call me D Grady. I'm 23 years old. I live in Evanston, Illinois, and the title of my review is 7 minutes in heaven.
Amazing. You live in Evanston, Illinois?
Yeah. Or what is it? No, I said that. I got that right. Illinois. Come on and feel the Illinois. You
All
listening
right.
to Steven?
D. Grady. That is
Good album.
clever. That's going to go over great with everybody. All right. D. Grady, would you tell us a little bit about yourself? I think we could probably guess a lot of what you're going to say, but let's hear it from your own mouth.
No way. Hello, hi, and a big what is up to the big guys and my fans of apple pies. No. I'm just kidding. That's kind of what I do. My name is Doug Grady, or as my teammates call me, D Grady. Woo! D Grady in the house. No, I can't. But no, for real, I'm super stoked to be here. I just started my senior year at a little school that starts with an N and ends with an Northwestern. Eh? Anyways, yo, pretty excited for this year, especially since I became captain of my improv team, the Crowley Polies. What? You thought I was playing sports when I said teammates? I think it's not, my fellow cohorts. As a senior this year, I have 3 goals. To make this year the best year ever. To absolutely crush the improv grain and to meet my idol. Actor, comedian, writer, and producer, Nick Kroll.
Oh, that was great, D. Grady. Thank you. Do you like D or D. Grady? Should I say the
D.
full
Grady.
thing? D. Grady. Full thing.
Like I am in the gravy. Call me D. Grady. Like I'm swimming in gravy, baby.
That did help. I get it now. Now, D. Grady, aside from necessities, what is one thing you could not go a day without?
Oh, that's a tough cue for sure. I'm probs gonna have to go with my original mint condition 18x36 season 1 big mouth promotional poster from season 1, signed by the big man himself. He was so cool when he signed it too. He said, "Wow, I didn't know we made these." To which I said, "I guess I'm just a well-connected man, my liege." He didn't say much after that, but I could tell he really liked my initiative. I think you could tell I'm a go-getter. Nick loves go-getters.
This is exhausting, Grady. What is the most, Grady, what is the most outrageous lie you told as a child?
Yeah, funny story. Well, I guess all my stories are funny, but this one specifically. So after seeing Mr. Kroll's middle-aged boy tour in New York City, I saw this little lad of about 5 years of age who was a dead ringer for the big middle-aged boy himself. As a Kroll troll, I went up to the wee lad and told him that I was his uncle. I thought he'd buy it, considering I've been growing out this here facial hair to match the good Mr. Kroll's. Well, that kiddo believed me, so we went across the street to buy ice cream, but it turns out it was just a Jewish boy with no relation to Nikki K. So I was foiled again. Yeah, being an expert improver did not help out of that there situation. Let me tell you.
Was that you, DeGrady, was that you admitting to kidnapping a child and buying him ice cream?
No. That was me meeting a fellow Crowlite, so I thought, and then buying him ice cream out of my own pocket, my own free will, because I got cash. I got money.
Thank you for the clarification.
Mother effer.
Thank you for the clarification, DeGrady. I am going to open the floor to if anyone else would like to ask him questions. I would prefer he not speak anymore, but feel free.
Give him to me. I'm worth it.
At the risk of hearing his voice,
Ghost
Grady,
tones.
you ever own or wear a fedora at any point in your life?
Are you? Oh my God, you would not fucking believe it. Yes, I have done that before. I actually, and I'm really mad that I don't. No, it's in my dorm room right now. But no, I've actually got a couple. I've got a gray, like just a classic milady kind of one. But then I've also got kind of a straw, like kind of a tan straw floater, like more of a vacation hat. for when me and the boys are like, when we go, we sometimes sit on the lake, but we bring beach towels, even though it's like November, because we say, oh, it's beach day, and then we like splash around and people say, what are you doing? So I got my gray one, and then I got my straw one, and there's one, it's not as good because it's more situational, but I got a little green one for St. Patty's Day. So every St. Patty's Day, and then other other green themed holidays, like we did one of like
Hey,
Dinosaur
actually,
Day.
Grady, I'm gonna interrupt you. You were doing really great, but we gotta
Grady.
keep moving. Sure. Do you what are your plans for after graduation?
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been majoring in improv, so I'm going to kind of hit the streets, hit the ground running on that. I think I've been making some big connections. I've seen Second City like I think 3 times now, so I think they're starting to recognize me in the audience as I've been able to work up the money for it. So I think I'm going to go there and kind of just do the laps, get them to see my face, get them to know who I am, right? Maybe wear a couple of choice.
Well, Max lives in Chicago, so maybe he can help
we're not
you
going to tell Grady that. All
Max
right,
lives in Chicago?
Grady.
Dude, hold on. Wait, no, where? Where at?
I don't live in Chicago.
No.
Avery doesn't know what she's talking about. We just started the show. She's got no idea. All right. Now, DeGrady, I wish you all the best.
Thanks, my man. Soul brother.
You're welcome. DeGrady, what did you think of the movie?
The other day I was doing my snacking and whacking. But afterwards I was doing my standard scroll on the messaging boards and whatnot when I came across a piece of work not yet known to me. As the leader of the Crowley Polies, it is my duty to familiarize myself with this entire oeuvre of work, lest I be bereft in leading my jolly players in the crusade. Sorry, I'm worried you're gonna get that. Leading my jolly players in the crusade, kind of like crusade. Crusade.
Jesus
But
Christ.
I immediately investigated. It was a recent work from the 2022nd year of our good King Kroll, titled Don't Worry, Darling. To see Kroll on a period setting, particularly one that juxtaposed with dark undertones, promised a treat. I was all in until I saw the lengthy runtime of 2 hours, 2 minutes. Too long for this ADHD gentleman. So I decided to fast forward to the important parts, the Kroll seal parts, if you will. It started strong, partying, drinking, dancing, an adult male kiss starring the Kroll and a chic younger man. Nothing wrong with it. Plus, he had a sick pink slug bug. But as quickly as it began, it ended. Fast forward to another party and another party after that. Kroll's totally the man. And then I had to move through quite a bit to get to the good parts again. This time, though, our dashing hero seemed upset. He even tried to reason with this blonde lady, but couldn't. She was probably about to do something that would put him and his sweet mustard suit in danger. Anyways, all in all, it was a quality 7 minutes of pure, unadulterated Kroll.
I'm glad you picked up on the most important part of the movie, DeGrady.
Kroll.
Thank you for that review. Enlightening. And I wish you all the best in your improv journey, DeGrady.
Shake your hand. Oh.
Yeah, dude.
Yes, and my man. All right. What did everyone think of our second character, DeGrady?
I made an off-color joke earlier about killing myself, but if I had to listen to one more sentence spoken by DeGrady, I would have committed ritualistic suicide live for you all.
I wanted to quit. I also, testament to the acting, and also but unfortunate for Jeffrey, I can no longer decipher between the two of them. And I think, when like a TV character like Joffrey in Game of Thrones like had to quit acting because people were so fucking mean to him because they couldn't separate him from Joffrey, that is now how I'm going to feel about Jeffrey.
No, wait. But
No, yeah, you really personified that a little too well.
Yeah.
Like from the top.
Yeah.
did I, as Jeffrey, own a fedora for 2 months in 8th grade?
How about you let it
Every
remain a
day.
mystery?
You know what? You don't
Let
have to
it remain
share
a
that.
mystery. Let's
Not the
let
first
viewers
episode.
decide for themselves.
Not the first episode.
Oh, who knows if I did that?
Who knows? The viewers will decide. All right, everybody. That was great. Thanks, Jeffrey, for DeGrady. And now I'm going to take a guess. Again, toss up. I could see Avery and Josh both writing something that would make me that unhappy. Actually, and Jeffrey. I forgot that Jeffrey can have technically written his own. That's an important part of this game. No, I'm giving that one to Josh because of how mad it made me. And those often go hand in hand. All right. Preliminary guess, Josh. All right.
I appreciate your faith in me. Thank you.
Yeah, it might change. Might change after this next read. I might have to do a little shuffling. All right. So our last reader is Avery. Avery, would you please introduce your character and give us the title of your review?
Sure. My name is Dr. Ariel LeBlanc. I am 32 years old and I live in Brentwood, Tennessee. And the title of my review is Loud and Clear, Olivia.
Thank you. Ariel, correct?
Dr. Ariel LeBlanc.
Dr. Ariel. I apologize.
Thank
Dr.
you. I
Ariel.
worked pretty hard for
LeBlanc.
that. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, as you should be. Doctor, would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So, Dr. Ariel LeBlanc of LeBlanc Financials, PhD in economics, master's in finance, 6 years in the field as an auditor. That's actually where I met my husband, Terry. Terry was a teller with a certain unkempt charm, and before I knew it, we had fallen deeply in love. Courtship, marriage, it all happens so fast. It was Terry's dream to start a family, and I guess I didn't see the harm. So I got pregnant on the honeymoon, and I paid with quintuplets. I attended Cornell statistics program on a scholarship at 16, and that's 5 children in one woman at one time. Statistically speaking, an anomaly. For the first trimester, I didn't need a wheelchair, but that changed. And now, 5 months postpartum, I have all the symptoms of gout. And I take a mobility scooter to Mom Group. That's what I do now. Mom Group. Mine's called Strong Mamas.
Thanks, Dr. Ariel. I'm glad we're closing it with such a chipper one. To get through it all, I'm sure you need some coffee, Dr. Ariel. How would you take your coffee?
Oh, I don't bother. The volume of food grade stimulants required to keep me awake at this stage would leak out my nipples as an amphetamine. Okay. I haven't entered REM sleep in a full year. My days are like a collage of controlled falls through Instacart loading screens, and my nights are spent being milked constantly. If I am not awake without one of my 5 8-pound fire alarms chewing my nips off, my tits look like tubes of toothpaste, and I have to drink salad dressing like an ultramarathoner to keep enough calories that those little chupacabras don't leave me floating in the wind.
Sounds great. I take mine with a dash of oat milk. Now, Dr. Ariel LeBlanc, how do you deal with your work stress?
So Terry's running LeBlanc Financials while I recover. Maybe you could ask him about work stress. He's got plenty to say. 16 months ago, when I could still stand without pissing my pantsuit, I'd weekend in Rome. But now that I'm a strong mama, I don't have work stress.
I have permanently altered hip replacements because 5 aliens ripped me anus to navel. Okay? I'd kill for some good old-fashioned work stress. I built that firm. Without it, I'm not Dr. Ariel LeBlanc anymore. I'm a dairy cow whose doctorate got yanked out of her ass along with her fallopian tubes and her future. Yeah.
Dr. Ariel LeBlanc, I am willing to bet that you've got some strong opinions on this movie. I'd love to hear what you thought about it.
We'll see.
Can we ask LeBlanc some questions?
Oh, I apologize. I was so excited to hear what she thought.
No, that's okay. My husband doesn't ask me anything either.
Speaking of your husband, what do you think is what do you think Terry does best at running LeBlanc Financials?
Oh, I mean, if you were to ask him, he would say he's gotten like part and parcel. He's got it all worked out. He doesn't. He really doesn't. He's not a good numbers guy. He's not good with numbers or counting or anything like that. But I would have to say the thing that he does best is make me feel bad about the hours that he's working to keep our family afloat and that financial future there. Yeah, no, I don't know. The customers seem to think he's easy to trick. So
seems great. Seems
thank
great
you
for
for that
someone who
question.
leads a financial service company. Josh, do you have a question or would you like to move on to the review?
I don't. It's made me pretty sad so far. I don't want to
Me
ask
too.
it.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Josh, let me just ask, do you think it's going to get sadder or less sad when we get into the review?
You know what? I think it has a chance that it could turn around.
Let's see if this all gets turned back around, everybody. All right, Doctor, would you mind
Okay.
giving us your thoughts on the movie?
Mm-hmm. I found it enlightening. At a recent Strong Mamas meeting, I suggested we watch a film for a change of pace, a departure from our usual routine of sharing links to nickel cream between emotional breakdowns. So by chance, we projected Don't Worry, Darling on the Brentwood Community Center's gymnasium wall at 1 p.m. with a styrofoam cup of goldfish in my right hand and a breast pump in my left. I had an epiphany, actually. Olivia Wilde, director and visionary, has kids. She had a career before some funny fuck nuked it with his boner, and now she's a strong mama too. She made this movie for us. A movie about a hard-working woman who gets trapped by some loser with cystic acne. That British twink who can't outstrap Florence Pugh, a doctor, to a bed and atrophied her legs with a kaleidoscope from the shadow realm. Olivia Wilde sees me. Harry's demon seed sprouted 5 whaling parasites that remodeled my womb to look like a torn hefty bag after 9 months of them shanking my insides with my own displaced ribs. They used me like a clown car, and now the only diaper I have to change more often than theirs is my own because I can't stop shitting blood. And now I'm watching Fraggle Rock, solving 4 Sudoku puzzles a minute, staring at my wall of diplomas and waiting for Terry to get home so I can give him his last glass of scotch.
Woo!
Get out here.
Okay, I need a cigarette. All right, thank you, Doctor. What did everyone think of that? That's the right opinion. All right. So finally, I'm going to guess that this last review was written. Okay, I just think it was too genuinely felt to not have been written by the performer herself. I think that one is Avery. So preliminary, still not
Me and
locking
my
in.
contestants.
I'm sticking with Jeffrey, Josh, Avery, and I'll do a little more reasoning later, see if I think that's my final answer. Now, guys, the artistic fucking quality of those reviews has got me pissing, just hot piss running down my leg. Okay, I'm amazed, and I think we should do a little portion of the show called "Fuck, Marry, Kill" for those three characters. Now we're gonna go round robin, fuck, marry, kill the three characters, and knowing you three, I will remind you. No long-winded explanations. Give me a little fuck, marry, kill, little reason if you need to, and then let's get into it. Avery, I'd like you to go first. Fuck, marry, kill for these three characters.
For sure. I would. This is tough. I definitely.
Catch it.
This is rough. I would definitely marry the doctor, because I feel like I could take care of kids while she made clearly what seems to be a good living. I would probably have to go to bed with the improv guy, D. Grady.
Ooh, that's a sentence
Right?
that should never be said.
It's really rough. It's really rough. But I genuinely know if the situation got bad, I feel like I could take him versus versus our friendly neighborhood incel. I feel like I have to kill him. That's kind of my duty as a woman. Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's me.
All right, Jeffrey. Fuck, marry,
Okay.
kill. Those three characters. Art, Dr. Ariel, and D. Grady.
Yeah, as not a woman, I have a different answer. Don't have as many obligations there. I would genuinely, I think I might marry Art, because I think that rough opinions, but I think he's so sad and is so desperate for human connection that maybe an incel, if they actually get a person, is just a different person. That's probably what it is, I think. So I'm going to say marry him. I'm going to say fuck Dr. Ariel, because I think it would hurt me. I think she would be pretty rough, and I think I would come out of it damaged, but I also think I would learn. So I'm going to say that, and then kill D. Grady. That was terrible. That was awful. I would kill him in a second. That was awful to do.
That was amazing. That was the best three answers of the show. All right, Josh, what are your answers for fuck, marry, kill here?
I would fuck the doctor because I think she needs it. I would kill Art because I think he wants it. And I would marry D. Grady. Now, hold on. I would marry D. Grady so that I could tell everyone to move to Alaska. Meanwhile, I am torturing him in a storage container in my hometown.
Okay, good. Killing's too easy for D. Grady. The torture. All right. I personally, as the host, would I'd fuck Art. I think in the same vein, needs it, and I think it might I'd be curious to see what the effects on his ideas of masculinity would be. Weird question, weird answer, I know. I would kill the Grady, and I do not need to explain that one. And I would marry Dr. Ariel for two reasons. No, three. I need $952 to get my car out of the pound, and she's got some money. She only seems miserable because of the husband, and I'm inherently replacing the husband. And that brings me to my third point. The bar has not been set high by Terry. It is smooth sailing for me. All right. So those are my answers. Now, I have to come to the hard part of guessing who wrote each review. And this is where we get into the scoring section of the game, okay? So, contestants, would you please ready your whiteboards to record your score? Because I am not great with numbers or remembering things. Now, if I fail to guess the correct writer, the contestant author gets 1 point. But if I do find them out, they lose 1 point. And if I fail to guess any of the three, I automatically lose. Now, let's start with review number 1, read by Josh. I think Josh's review as Art Brown was written by Jeffrey. I'm locking that in. I think it seems Jeffrey-ish to me, and I think the amount Josh broke means Josh did not write it. And I think Josh wrote Jeffrey's. I think Josh, that Nick Kroll section, straight out of a Josh piece for me. I think that's a Josh piece, and I think Avery wrote Dr. Ariel LeBlanc. So, Josh. Oh, wait. Sorry. I was getting really excited to find out who won. We have to do a couple more things first. I also have to rate some smaller categories for these, not just guess who did it. So the categories are, for 3 points, my favorite review. For 2 points, the funniest written review, which one made me laugh most. And for 1 point, the best single improvised response. So for 3 points, my favorite review has to be Art Brown's. Art Brown's review was comprehensively my favorite review. I think that was a good one. I also think it was the funniest review. I think that was the funniest review. So I'm giving 5 points right now to whoever wrote the Art Brown one. And the best improvised response was Jeffrey, when I asked for clarification on his name, saying D. Grady like in the gravy. Big fan of that. Big fan of that. So I would like to figure out where the rest of these points go. Okay, so who really wrote review number 1? Raise your hand.
That was me. I did Art.
All right, so that is -1 point for Jeffrey because I guessed it correctly, but he gained 5 points. 5. Oh, fuck, you're right. 6 points. So Jeffrey with a whopping score of 5 right there. Wow, I regret giving out the points I did. Now, who wrote D. Grady? Avery wrote D. Grady. Okay.
Whoa, whoa.
Avery wrote D. Grady. So that is a point for Avery because I did not guess hers correctly.
I wrote that to hurt you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anytime.
And that means Josh wrote Dr. Ariel LeBlanc, if I'm not as stupid as some may assume. So Josh also gets 1 point.
This has not happened before.
I realized we never talked about what happened.
Sucks.
We did so many practice sessions of this, and we never talked about what we do at a pie.
I think it was kind of an unwritten, perhaps not. You know what? It wasn't unwritten because here we are. Max allocated all of the extra points to one person, knowing that he was giving almost all of them to at least one person, and then he dumped the last one in the pot, and then it just ended up with Jeffrey. And we don't.
And
have
I would like to say he said the phrase. He said, "I regret giving all those points to Jeffrey," as though he wasn't aware.
I will say though,
wait, how did I know it was Jeffrey?
Well, you also thought it was my review, so like even though you didn't, you did think it was me.
Okay, this is a good example for anyone who knows me in my personal life. If I've ever done anything wrong to you, it was not on purpose. I don't know how to plan ahead. So
that's a great sociopathic disclaimer just to chuck
That's
out
shocking.
there.
I had no idea what I was doing.
That's some math right there.
All right.
That's
All right. So what's been done is done. Do we give you both a punishment, or do we let Jeffrey, the winner, decide?
Or do we punish Max?
No.
Or do we punish Max for breaking the game?
No. I didn't break any rules. I just gave all the points to one person, which I'm technically allowed to do.
I think while we settle on a good way to do a tiebreaker so that we don't have to do this on air, maybe we flip a coin.
That's a coin.
My suggestion.
Flip a coin. All right. Anyone have a coin?
Do you have a coin?
Yeah.
Right.
Do you have a coin, Jeffrey?
No. Here's what we're gonna do.
I have my piggy bank. My piggy bank.
I have a coin. Wait, watch. Viewers at home? Okay. Hey, all right.
Holy. Oh, okay.
All right.
I think
Avery.
Max should be punished for that.
Avery,
Yeah.
heads or
Heads.
Wait, are we flipping to see who the loser? Like, if Avery gets heads, does
If
that mean
Avery gets it, she does not get punished.
Okay.
So if it's heads, Josh gets punished. If it's tails, Avery gets punished. Okay.
Why did she get to choose?
Let's just stop.
Because I'm younger.
No, you're not.
Everyone, drum roll, drum roll. Josh gets our first.
Yes.
Yes.
It sucks that this is the first episode. And we're like, like we didn't think about that.
Oh man, that's a professional
We
start.
didn't think about that very likely scenario.
Oh man, who-wee.
All right. All right, Josh. Josh, you need to mute your computer because I realize you won't. Oh, wait, no, we can just signal you. Mute your computer and look at the screen, and we will devise your punishment, okay? And then when are you muted?
I can mute him.
I think he is muted.
Oh, he's muted.
All right. What kind of punishment are we thinking for Josh?
I would like to go ahead and volunteer the one where Jeffrey and where he has to sit politely while Avery and Jeffrey give a presentation teaching Josh about surviving in the wilderness, and that if Max sees Josh give any indication of negativity towards the presentation, we do it again.
I think that's a particularly good one because Josh has a lot to learn about the wilderness.
I agree.
He doesn't think that Avery and I are very good teachers. I'm an Eagle Scout. So Josh, I know a lot about it, and Josh should really respect my knowledge as an Eagle Scout.
And I've been outside.
I will never say this when Josh can hear what I'm saying, but just so the viewers know, Josh takes particular pride in being very good at surviving in the outdoors. And
Hey, Max, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, Josh is gonna see the recording. Whatever. Well,
No. Do you
That's
know what
it is.
mute
Yep.
means?
Josh is going to see the recording. Yep.
Do you think Josh can't hear us right now?
That's nuts.
I want you to be honest.
Josh can't hear. Josh can hear us.
No, he can't. He's on
He
mute.
muted himself.
He's on mute. He can't hear a word. That's how mute
Hey,
works.
Josh.
I'm so worried for you.
Did you think we made it so Josh couldn't hear us, but he could just speak out into the void? Just say
Why
what
did no one explain? Why did no one cut me off when I kept explaining? Oh, Josh, look at the screen so we can make sure you know when you have to. I think he did.
because it's
Sometimes
way
you just
funnier.
say
Josh,
things.
have you been able to hear us the whole time?
Yes, but only because I can read lips.
Wait, did you also turn off your volume?
No, he can read
No,
lips.
no, I didn't.
I misunderstood all of it. Okay, so we have.
What were you gonna say, Max? Say it. Say it. I'll put myself back on mute. But what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I know what mute means now. I know what mute means now.
Oh no, I can't look.
That's crazy.
This
Say
has been a bad look for me this episode. What a start. This is why they don't let me write any of it. All right.
Would you?
Woo. No, I would.
I know.
I'd forget like I forgot to check on my car. All right. Josh, your punishment is you have to sit through a presentation of Avery and Jeffrey teaching you about bushcraft and surviving in the wilderness. And I get to inspect your face for any glimmer of you being mad or uncomfortable or frustrated. And if you show one, you gotta sit through it again. Sound good?
We're pretty good at it too, so.
I think he'll kill it.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. I couldn't hear anything you just said.
Yeah. Okay, everybody, I'm the host. You get your jab in, then you're done. All right. We all watched Max learn what mute means today and
Humiliating.
how to count points. How do you feel about your punishment, Josh?
Awful. The one thing I turn into a psycho whenever I watch like a movie with my girlfriend. And then at the beginning of Inglourious Bastards, okay, it's a brilliant film. All right. Like eschew all the people who also love Fight Club, who are Quentin Tarantino stans or whatever the fuck, right? All those people are dead to me. But Like it's an amazing film with an amazing first scene. It's possibly one of like the top 10 best first scenes out of any film ever, right? It starts with this fucking French guy. Have you all seen the film? Jeffrey hasn't. Jeffrey hasn't seen any film ever. It starts with this French guy. Okay, he lives on this farm, and shut up. And he's swinging his axe at a stump. Okay, and like it's supposed to communicate like, oh, it's this man of the he's salt of the earth, and he's swinging his axe at a stump, and he's because that's what you do on a farm. That's not what you do on a farm. If you have a stump, if you have a splitting log, you never swing a maul or an axe at that log because it's valuable. Okay, you put other fucking logs on top of it so that you can split those. You wouldn't. That would be like taking a fucking like an anvil and then swinging a sledgehammer at the anvil. So these fucks who made this movie, right? I'm angry because I didn't want to lose because I lost off of a coin flip. Okay, I point wise, we could have been tied. We should have been tied. We could have just had us both be punished, but no, we had to flip a fucking coin. We had to flip a goddamn coin, and Max did a trick with the coin beforehand, right? So he could have done some sort of fucking sleight of hand to make it like, oh, Josh has to lose. Whatever. I don't even care. But anyway,
I wouldn't have to do sleight of hand. I could put it below
Max
the
is on
screen.
my side.
I couldn't do a sleight of hand. I could have just put it below the screen and flip it. And also, Avery's correct. When have I ever been, like, I
Max
don't
hates
want Avery to
women.
lose.
Come on.
Thank you for first off, yes, he does hate women because he guessed that you wrote it, the only other
can't
woman.
be
The
stupid.
woman part, he guessed you wrote it and said that it was you
Oh,
because there was
That
no
was
because of the
noticed by
personal
me. Don't-
experience.
anyone else could have motivated it.
Well,
The
Josh,
the
it sounds like
viewers
you're gonna
can-
have a lot. What's that, Max?
The viewers cannot think I'm dumb and hate women. That's not fair. And
All
they-
I just
you're
heard
a
was Max
frumpy white
interrupting
narc.
the only
That's what
woman
they
on
think
this
you are.
podcast or show. Well, Josh, it sounds like you've got a lot to learn about the wilderness, and that's why I'm so glad you're going to learn from two experts, Jeffrey Nolan and myself.
Max, what were you going to say when I was on mute? What were you going to say?
I was complimenting you. I said you knew a lot about going out in the woods, and now I don't think it anymore. I think you're bad at the woods. You know anything about the wilderness, all right?
That's
I'm excited
that's
for
the
it.
thing you weren't gonna say in front. You couldn't give me a compliment to my face. Oh my god! You do sleight of
Pretty
hand with a
dark
coin.
move.
I
That's a pretty
to my
frumpy
core,
move.
thought you couldn't hear me and was going to say something nice about you, and would never have said it if you weren't on mute, which I now know what that means. Now, let's wrap this up. The only remaining matter of business is to decide what movie we have to watch next week. And unfortunately, because of my inability to comprehend the rules, Jeffrey won. And now Jeffrey gets
if
to
you knew
pick
the rules, you would make sure I didn't win.
that. Well, just wait for next week, buddy. All right. What's the movie, Jeffrey? What are we
We're watching
watching?
Greatest Showman.
Oh,
Fuck you. Every point. We're watching Greatest Showman, baby.
dude, that's
Woo.
fucked up.
Zac Efron. He's actually though really good in it. He's pretty good in it. Though.
You've seen it and you're making us rewatch it.
Yeah, he's pretty good at it. Like it's
All right. So next week, Josh has to be taught by Avery and Jeffrey about wilderness. We have to watch The Greatest Showman, and I have some self-reflection to do, and I have to go to the pound tomorrow. Now, not like the dog pound, like the auto pound.
No, yeah. Sorry.
Everyone else already got it. I didn't need to clarify. All right. Now, listen, everybody. To our audience, feel free to watch along with us when we watch The Greatest Showman. Misery loves company, and I feel alone. All right. Now, listen, everyone. If you like watching torment under the guise of friendly competition, you're gonna love what we've got in store for you. Watch Gaslight Game Show on YouTube, listen to us on Spotify, and support us on other platforms. We'll be coming out with a new episode every week, and we'd love to hear from all of you. If we get an undetermined amount of interaction, we'll do highly questionable stuff to promote our garbage and give us things. That was very vague, but it's also true. So, tune in next week for more torture, everybody. Bye for now.
Wait, Josh, does my drawing make you feel better?
I have a stomach ache.
Love you
Josh's
all.
tummy
See
is
you
boiling.
next week.
and then it says
Bye-bye.
conversation topic vamp as we end the episode.
5,
What is
4,
that?
3, 2.
I changed your
one.
names.
Oh, ha 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 ha. So when are you bringing it to the pound?
My
Why
name
did
is Bad at Woods. You can change other Avery.
Why
What
did he
the
leave?
fuck?
Why did Max leave? Does he not know we could just end the recording? Are we still vamping? Is this still part of the episode?
Okay, Max didn't know how mute works. I don't
That
think
was ungodly funny.
Embarrassing.
I can't
Terrifying.
believe
Terrifying. That's absurd.
I think he
Crazy
might
absurd.
think that when he leaves the meeting, it just ends.
I think so too. I think he's I don't think he's gonna text us about it. He's just gonna be like, no need to talk about that. We're done.
that feels like a child who thinks the moon is following them. You know what I mean? It has the same level of
Oh, Max
That's
is
a really
texting.
good. That's really
Should
good.
I
we
re-enter
should
or
include
stay
this
out?
part at the end of the show because I want the viewers to know.
Max just
They have
texted,
to see.
should I re-enter or stay out?
There he is.
Can I tell you that I forgot there's not a real audience and thought we had to hang up, and I forgot we could edit it.
It's crazy.
That was our leading theory. Yeah.
Ugh. Believe it or not, we were all able to piece that together.
Dude, being dumb was a bit for a long time, and it's really fucking up my life now.